Welcome back. In this video, we're flying DeltaOne to Europe. We're hopping on board a Delta Airlines Airbus A330-300, flying from Atlanta to Madrid, Spain, in business class. These older aircraft don't have the latest and greatest DeltaOne seats, but are they still worth the upgrade and the cost? Can we get a good night's sleep in this cabin? Come join us on this overnight flight and we'll share the full experience from airport to landing. Plus, we'll tell you what you need to look for if you're booking Delta's business class to get the best seat for your money. Welcome to Travel at Random. We're Trevor and Ryan. This channel started out of a love of travel. We're here to share unbiased and self-funded trip reports, hotel and flight reviews, and travel advice. We hope we inspire your next getaway. Check out our playlist in the description and browse the channel. If you enjoy the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with our latest content. If you'd like to support our channel and get access to even more content, check out our member options here and on Patreon. Thank you for watching. Now let's pick up this trip at the airport. Welcome to Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, ATL for short. This is Delta's headquarters and largest hub. It's also the largest airport in the world by passenger volume. ATL is divided into several floating concourses, each accessible by an air train or by walking through a tunnel that connects them underground. We're coming off a connecting flight from DCA today. We checked the Delta app when we arrived in Atlanta and saw that our flight was in the international terminal, which is generally the E or F concourses. To its credit, the app did show the correct gate of T2. The T concourse normally serves some of Delta's busiest domestic destinations, so it was a little odd to see our flight depart from here. All DeltaOne tickets include lounge access. The Delta app shows real-time updates on how busy the clubs actually are. The club in F was less busy than the T club, and since we weren't sure if the gate would move, we headed out there. The Sky Club in Terminal F was one of the first to include a sky deck, which is an outdoor patio. It was raining, so it was closed during our visit. This club is definitely showing signs of its age. It doesn't fit the elevated style of many of Delta's newer clubs. The space is split up a bit between two floors, but it's a bit tight and can get quite crowded, especially in the evenings when many international flights depart. There are nicer lounges in Atlanta. Our favorite is in the D concourse. We recently did a lounge showdown with the best Delta lounge and the American Express Centurion lounge. We'll put a link in the description if you want to check that out. After a short lounge visit, we headed over to the T concourse. Our flight today takes us 4,330 miles from Atlanta to Madrid, Spain, with a flight time around 8 hours. We specifically picked Atlanta over flying out of New York for the slightly longer red-eye flight. The boarding process was slightly delayed for late arriving crew. Nothing major, and we were held on the jet bridge for about 5 minutes. Delta's A330-300s underwent interior refits in 2021 and 2022. A new premium select cabin with 21 seats and a 232 configuration was added. The Comfort Plus cabin was downsized from 40 to 24 seats and remains in a 242 arrangement. The DeltaOne and economy cabins got new upholstery, but were otherwise unchanged. This is a very dated and old DeltaOne product. Delta must agree because they've announced they're going to refit these planes with newer DeltaOne cabins in the near future. DeltaOne seats on this A330 are arranged in a 1-2-1 reverse herringbone configuration. Every seat has direct aisle access, so that's a big plus. Privacy is reasonable, but mainly due to having your back to the aisle, not because of walls or anything like that. Be aware these are not Delta's newer suites, and the seats do not feature closing doors. If a door is important to you, make sure you look for flights operated by Delta's A350s and A330-900 Neos. Delta's 767s have a variant of the DeltaOne suite, but don't feature closing doors due to the narrower cabin width. These seats are 19.7 inches wide, which isn't much larger than the 18.5-inch wide Premium Select seat. Each seat converts into a fully lie-flat bed, has an adjustable armrest, and features a very dated and not very responsive 15.4-inch touchscreen. There are individual universal and USB-A power outlets at each seat, and each seat has individual air vents, which is always appreciated. Initially, we had booked the bulkhead, row 2, seats A and J. But after some research, we saw some reviews that the forward galley cast a lot of light over the seats. Since this was an overnight flight and we wanted to get some sleep, we moved back to row 8 in seats A and J. If sleep is a priority to you, pick rows 3 through 8. Row 9 might be too close to the rear galley for some. The seats are definitely showing some signs of age, so it's good Delta will be replacing these. A few goodies were waiting for us at our seats. Delta provides great bedding in DeltaOne. They recently rolled out mattress toppers, which add a nice extra bit of cushion. The blankets are a nice thick duvet-style blanket, and the pillows were a decent size and heft. We'll show you the bed setup in just a bit. Delta's bedding is some of the best long-haul business class bedding and is very competitive with other airlines. Amenity kits are from Missoni and include an eye mask, hand lotion, a bamboo toothbrush and toothpaste, Delta branded pen, socks, and earplugs. Delta also provides slippers. They're decent quality for use on the flight. And finally, paper menus, noise-canceling headphones, and a bottle of water were waiting at each seat. Once settled in, pre-flight juice or sparkling wine was offered. The purser came by, cheerfully introduced herself, and thanked each medallion passenger. There were quite a few. She also confirmed meal pre-orders and took orders for those who didn't pre-select a meal. We ended up taking off about 30 minutes late, mainly due to airport delays. Enjoy the takeoff, and we'll be back in a moment. One area these seats really show their age is the IFE system. The screen swings out when you push a button to release it from the seat in front of you. It's not very bright and the touchscreen is not very responsive. There is a remote, but in our experience, it didn't work very well. The selection of movies and TV shows was similar to other Delta flights and was decent. The flight tracker and moving map are almost completely useless and show just how much better the newer systems are on other aircraft. Dinner service started shortly after takeoff. The crew was proactive to get started in order to give everyone a chance to eat dinner and then get some rest. Delta offers pre-flight meal selection 7 days ahead of your departure. There are standard meals which will be available for selection on board, and usually 2 or 3 limited selections only available when you select your choice more than 24 hours in advance. Service started with a hot towel, followed by warm nuts and drinks. I went for a gin and tonic. Trevor had a glass of the Bordeaux red wine. This was followed by a tray featuring the first courses. These included chilled shrimp, a salad, a warm roll with butter, and a bowl of tomato bisque. The shrimp were tasty, well cooked, and not rubbery. We thought the aioli added a pop of flavor, but Trevor wished he had a bit more. The salad was fresh, included a variety of mixed greens, and it hit the spot. The soup was enjoyable. The menu listed Parmesan crisps on top, but they were absent. The soup had a strong tomato flavor with a nice level of acidity. For our mains, we both ordered the crab cakes. The purser told us this was a new dish. The dish includes 2 decent-sized crab cakes, which had a good amount of crab in them. They were served in a mustard sauce with a side of mashed potatoes and asparagus. We both enjoyed this and would order it again. Delta's catering is one of its strong points, and this meal certainly delivered. During dinner, I also enjoyed a glass of the Bordeaux wine. The purser told me Delta is giving pursers sommelier training. After plates were cleared, the dessert trolley rolled down the aisle, offering a fruit and cheese plate, Bailey's chocolate bar, and ice cream sundaes. I went for the ice cream, which is always popular. Trevor had the chocolate bar. Both were good ends to a solid service. After the main meal, the crew set up a self-service snack station in the forward galley. This was available throughout the flight. Alright, time to get some sleep, so let's clean up and get the bed ready. There are 2 lavatories at the front of the cabin for DeltaOne passengers. They were kept clean throughout the flight and are stocked with Grown Alchemist soap and hand lotions. Back at our seats, the bed was plenty long. Despite the beat-up cabin, the seat was comfortable to sleep on, and the new mattress topper makes a huge difference. The quality bedding helps to obscure the edge of the cabin and shows what a difference you can make with the soft product. There's decent shoulder room and the seat was good for back and side sleeping. It was a bit hot in the cabin overnight and the footwell is a little bit tight, but I had a pretty good night's sleep, even if it was just 4 hours. Trevor said he also slept well. 90 minutes before landing, the cabin was partially lit up and breakfast service started with another hot towel and a much needed cup of coffee. You can't pre-order this second meal. Trevor opted for the frittata, served with potatoes and sausage. The potatoes were a tad al dente, and overall, this dish was fine, not great. There was a nice Greek yogurt with fruit and some granola. Their croissant was a bit on the stale side. I opted to just have the yogurt and croissant. Both hot options included cheese, and I don't eat cheese, so I skipped it. Breakfast is rarely a noteworthy meal on a flight, even in business class. After breakfast, we were soon on approach into Madrid. Enjoy the descent, and we'll be back shortly to wrap things up. We touched down about 15 minutes late, arriving at 9:50 a.m. Delta does not have priority immigration, but the line was short and we were through quickly. So that's the DeltaOne experience on the A330-300 from Atlanta to Europe. While these seats are definitely not as private as some of Delta's newer seats, the flight was comfortable and the service was great. The crew were friendly and eager to ensure everyone enjoyed the flight. While old, the seats are decently spacious and the level of the soft product does help make up for the outdated cabin. Delta excels at the soft product with a friendly and responsive crew and decent food. The hard product is inconsistent. Delta has too many aircraft with different DeltaOne seats, but they are working to bring the fleet closer to alignment. These A330s are some of the oldest business class seats in Delta's lineup, but that should start to disappear soon. If you want to fly Delta's latest product, look for the A330-900 Neo or A350 aircraft. You'll also find upgraded DeltaOne seats on the 767-400s. They just won't have closing doors. We covered the return route from this flight a few months back, and if you want to compare the overnight to the daytime version, check it out. We'll put a link in the description. That plane was in slightly better condition. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to stay up to date on our latest video releases. Both of these things really help out the channel. Also, if you'd like to support the channel even more, check out our channel memberships here on YouTube or over on Patreon. Both feature the same exclusive posts and extra content. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next adventure.